This is R.D. Sharma's solution, class 11, chapter 31, mathematical reasoning, exercise is 31.6. Now, this is question number 5. Show that the following statement is true. So here, the integer n is even if and only if n square is even. This is the statement. So this is if and only if. Okay. Now we can rewrite this statement in a form where we can insert necessary and sufficient, and also we can find out the statements which are making this compound statement. So let me write the actual statement first. The integer n is even if and only if n square is even. This if and only if is the main thing. This is the main thing. If and only if n square is even. Okay. So the necessary and sufficient condition for integer n to be even is n square must be even. This you can write, and you can extract two component statements from this compound statement. That is, the first one will be the integer n is even. The second one will be n square is even. So now you can have this p and q, two separate statements from this compound statement. And when we have to show, or when we have to check whether this is true or false, actually it is true because the question is saying true. So if p then q we have to prove, also you have to prove if q then p. If p then q and if q then p, that means if and only if p, if and only if q. So if n is even, then n square is even, and second is if n square is even, then n is even. This is what you have to do. So let us start for the first one, if p then q. So let us say that if n is even, so let us square it. N square will be 2m, that is 4m square. So you can write it as 2 into 2m square, that is 2 into k. So n square is 2k. So 2 into something is even. So when you said the integer n is even, you proved that n square is also even. Now let us come to the second part. Second part is if q then p. If q then p, that is if n square is even, then n has to be even. And let us try doing it using the contrapositive method. Normally you can easily do it. Okay, I'll try doing it contrapositive method. That is, if q then p, we are saying if not p, then not q. If it is possible, if not p, not q, then it is if q then p. It's exactly same. So what we say, that is, we say not p. So n is not even. We say n is not an even number. What does it mean? That n is an odd number. N has to be odd number. When n is odd, how can we write an odd number? When n is odd, we can write it as n equals 2k plus 1. N is equal to 2k plus 1. Now let us square it. It will be n square. 2k plus 1 whole square is a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. 4k square plus 1 square plus 2 into 2k plus into 2 into 2k into 1. So 4k square plus 4k plus 1. You can take 2 common from here. You can just take 2 common from here. So you get, because I am going to show it that it is odd. If n is odd, n square is also odd. That is contrapositive method. So let us take 2 common. You can have 2k square plus 2k plus 1. So what do you get? This you can take it as any p, q or something. So say it's p or say k. It doesn't matter. K, p, m. So 2k plus 1. Let us assume it to be 2k plus 1. So now this is odd. So when you started with a contra, that is n is not even, that is n is odd, you proved that n square is also odd. That is, if not p, then not q. When you proved, that is if q, then p. This we have learned in the theory also. If not p, then not q. That means if q, then p. If q, then p. So first you proved if p, then q. Then you proved if q, then p. That is, if, this is if and only if condition. That means this is a true statement. If p then q and if q then p, both are true, that means this statement is true. That is what we have to prove. The statement is true. Now coming to question number 6. By giving a counter example, show that the following statement is not true. Counter example you have to give. So if all the angles of a triangle are equal, then the triangle is an obtuse angle triangle. If all the angles of a triangle are equal, then the triangle is an obtuse angle triangle. So just assume something and contradict yourself. This is what we have to show by counter example. So if a triangle, this is a triangle with all angle equal, and then the triangle is an obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle means one of the angle has to be greater than 90 degree. One of the angle has to be greater than 90 degree. So let me just draw a triangles to have an idea, but we'll just counter it. How? If P then Q, or if Q then P, that is what you can start. Okay. So first is all the triangles are equal. All the triangle angles are equal. So when you say all the triangles are equal, if all the triangles are equal, it cannot be an obtuse angle triangle. How? If you can prove not R, we have to prove not R. Okay. That is what this counter example means. If you say Q is true, R has to be a false. So you know by angle sum property of a triangle, the sum of the angle of the triangle has to be 180 degree. That is, if you take this as x, y, z, x plus y plus z is 180 degree, then x plus y plus z, that is, you can write y and z also as x. So it is 3x equals 180 degree, x will be equal to 60 degree. So x is 60 degree, every angle is 60 degree. So not even a single angle can go up 60 degree. An equilateral triangle, all the angles are equal, every angle has to be 60 degree. So we cannot have we are not talking about a triangle having greater than 90 degree angle. So we can conclude that the statement is that P is, the whole statement is false. Because if Q and that not R, if Q is true and R is false, the whole equation is false. Now question 7, which of the following statements are true and which are false? In each case, give a valid reason for saying so. You just have to give the reason here. Okay, one by one we are going to take. So the first one, there are 5 in all, 5 subparts. So the first one is, each radius of a circle is a chord of the circle. Each radius of a circle is a chord of the circle. So chord, the definition of chord is it has to intersect 2 points, distinct points of a circle. So 2 distinct points of a circle. So this is false. Radius doesn't do that. Second is the center of the circle bisect each chord of the circle. This is also false. Only one chord, which is the diameter. Here the center bisects this chord. Only one which is the diameter. Other chords, by the definition, center is not bisecting it. Center is not bisecting it. Okay. So that is how it's false. What I am trying to suggest is only one diameter which is passing through the center. So center is dividing that chord, which is the diameter. Others not. The third is, circle is a particular case of an ellipse. Now this is absolutely true. How? Let me write the equation of the circle. It's x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So it's like this. We have the major length as the major axis and the minor length is the minor axis. Or you can say semi-major is A and semi-minor is B. So when we say A and B are equal, so it will be a circle. When A and B are equal, that is the radius. A and B are equal, so basically we are talking about a ellipse which is having from the center equal distance of all the points. So just put A square equals B square, you will get x square plus y square equals 1. And this is the equation of a unit circle. Okay. So this is a ellipse which is becoming a circle now. Next one. If x and y are integers such that x is greater than y, then minus x is less than minus y. Minus x is less than minus y. What does it mean? See, x is greater than y and by inequality, we know that if we multiply both sides by a negative number, say -1, we are multiplying both sides, so the inequality will change. -1 you apply, inequality will change, so it will be -x less than -y. So this is correct. Next one is root 11 is a rational number. Root 11 is a rational number. First thing is 11 is a prime number. 11 is a prime number. Square root of a prime number is always an irrational number. Is always an irrational number. So under root 11 cannot be a rational number. It's actually an irrational number because 11 is a prime. So the statement is false. Now next is determine whether the argument used to check the validity of the following statement is correct. Determine whether the argument used to check the validity of the following statement is correct. Now the statement is if x square is irrational, because the statement is also given and the reason is also given. If x square is irrational, then x is rational. If x square is irrational, then x is rational. X square is irrational, then x is rational. Now what is the argument being given? What is the reason being given? The reason given is the statement is true because the number x square equals pi square is irrational. Therefore, x equals pi is irrational. So it is given if irrational, then irrational. So this is the reason they are giving. But the statement is saying if x square is irrational, then x is rational. According to this argument, the P or the statement should be if x square is irrational, then x is irrational. According to the statement, the P should be if x square is irrational, then x is irrational. It has to be irrational. The statement is saying that. So the statement is not actually arguing about the statement. So statement is false for the statement, or if the statement is correct, the reason is correct, statement is false. Okay? Argument is wrong. Okay. So this is all about this exercise. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.